Join Too Strong on a conspiracy rant, shall we? I mean, you don't have to. It's just a request. I mean, what we're going to talk about is one person in particular. I think you are fully well familiar with in terms of conspiracy. One man by the name of Bill Gates. Good old Billy. Billy's back in the news. Well, I don't know if you call it news. He's back in the social media cycle because recently he was seen with an individual. At least it looks like they were having a dinner meeting. Dr. Dre. He seems to have an affinity for meeting with people who are named doctors that ain't doctors. Like he's not a doctor and Dr. Dre ain't a doctor. So would that be two doctors that ain't doctors trying to pretend to be doctors to talk about stuff that don't belong to them? That could be. Because here's the theory. Again, conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. We're going to put that out there so you know we're not saying this is a fact. Bill Gates. Bill Gates has been known to target a very specific brand of people. Low income, impoverished, third world countries. Okay. Make sure you put that to the side as his niche. Okay. This is him. He tests everything, markets everything. Everything that he does is aimed and practiced there. Third world, impoverished, overpopulation. That's him. Dr. Dre, on the other hand, philanthropist, business mogul, rapper. The two don't ever seem to meet. However, when you look in deeper, you will see the connection. What has Dr. Dre been in the business of doing? You don't know? I'll tell you. Impoverishing. How do you say? Well, his lyrics are there to do what? Keep you in a certain place that you can't get out of. Have you do certain things that will keep you either imprisoned or on the run for your life. And spend money on things that will not better your future. So in reality, he's creating the same thing that Bill Gates fashions himself as a connoisseur in dealing with. Impoverished, overpopulated, overwhelmed. Now, if these two meet, what could that possibly mean for the people that follow and the people that are influenced by Dr. Dre? Could it be that Bill Gates is starting to broaden his horizons because he's seeing that the effects of what Dr. Dre has been doing is taking full force? We all know that Black America has been suffering for a long time, okay? And look, whether it by its own doing or by somebody else, the overall arching theme is that this: impoverished, underprivileged, and they can't get anywhere. Poverty stricken, ghettos, projects, whatever you want to call it, low education, poor jobs, all of the above, almost like a third world country. And they also possess the same kind of racial dynamic as these countries. Why then do you think it would be far-fetched to say that Bill Gates might be trying to stretch his fingers as opposed to being overseas? Right here in America, he already has land, right? He already has a catalyst for doing everything he wants in the medical world. Good. And he also has his fingers in just about every branch of government. Good. But what if the population overseas has become too saturated with your stuff? What if you've done what you need to do and it's already a rolling ball and you've got that moving real good? You need a new market. So you start a new market, but you need a way in to that market. Now, of all the rappers out there, Dr. Dre, I think it would be between Dr. Dre and 50, would be the two that are the most influential financially out there. However, 50 being as boisterous as he is, probably not your best candidate. But one of the low-key candidates in Dr. Dre, really easy to get to and really easy to deal with. You don't have a lot of controversy around him. You don't have a whole lot of dissenting voices. He's not one of the high-profile ones in terms of the way 50 is. It's not like that. But he has a whole lot of pull to just about everybody around. Now, why wouldn't you want to deal with that person? It's not like Jay-Z. Everybody knows what Jay-Z's about. But Dr. Dre moves on a different level. He's there, but he ain't really there. He's out in the public light, but he's not really all the way out there. He used to be, but he's kind of faded back and doing a whole lot of things in the background. Produced here, direct there, recruit that, promote this, but it's all in the background. Perfect candidate for somebody like Bill Gates to go and have help. Because you'll never see it coming. You will never see the impact of what Gates is doing until it's already implemented and rolling.
Have a good night, Mr. Gates. Gates. Thank you. You're welcome. Dr. Dre. What's going on, Dr. Dre?
Like I said, conspiracy theory. The reason we can have this conspiracy theory is because we know Bill Gates. That's all I. The man, look, we talked about Umar the other day, and we talked about how you got to give people their props for what they're good at. Bill Gates, the man is good at what he does. Can you imagine not even being a doctor and being in charge of things to do with doctors? You got to be good. I don't mean a lot, but at the same time, to me, it's hilarious. He ain't never been to medical school, but he's advising everybody about things medical. He ain't a doctor, but he's behind everything to do that doctors push. The man good. The man good. And so him meeting with somebody like Dr. Dre wouldn't even be batting an eye. I'd be like, oh, he's just hanging out. But I think there's more of a nefarious reason behind it. And I don't really want to say that Dr. Dre is to blame for it or has a knowledge of it, but I think he does. And in my theory, the conspiracy side of it, this could be very dangerous. We're only asking you to do one thing. Keep a lookout. Watch for what they're pushing on you. Watch for what they suggest. And if you ever see a collaboration between Dr. Dre and Bill Gates, be concerned, especially if you see Bill Gates appear on a rap album and start to drop some bars. Now, then you really got to be concerned because he's really trying to get you to buy him. And when that happens, just be aware, all hell is about to break loose.